Hi, and welcome. I am Michelle Skocek, and my co-host tonight is Alana Thompson. And welcome to our Young Living Starter Kit webinar. We are happy that you are joining us either live on this webinar or maybe even by replay. So in either case, welcome. So Alana and I both found oils years ago, right? And we love teaching and seeing other people like you guys be empowered by these little bottles. Super quick, my story is I got started in Young Living in 2010. When my friend April Pointer asked me this powerful little question, and that was, have you ever thought about using oils for that? Yes. And my husband was having all kinds of issues, and she just made that little suggestion. And so I did. I mean, we were ready to try something new for sure. So without taking too much time for the details of our story, what we actually found was that after about a year, we were experiencing this really cool place where we're healthier than we had been before. Literally had not filled a prescription in months, which was an anomaly for us. And I know that was because we had really healthy, basically our body systems. And here's the thing, there was so much power in that. We seriously felt so, we have these little bottles sitting around our house, and they had just unlocked a door of things that we could do right here at home. Okay. And so it was such a feeling of power. And that's kind of the word that I just felt so empowered. That was just the key word for me, that I was enamored with it. And I really wanted to tell all my friends, I went to April and I was like, I want to teach classes. I had been to a class, kind of like what we're doing tonight. And I was like, I want to teach other people. I really want to do this. And so Young Living is just that. It's a company that wants to empower people. And it's a referral-based company. So each of you who are here today, somebody actually told you about Young Living. And so it's basically word-of-mouth advertising. Because it's all about education, and that's really what this group is all about. So feel free to invite your family, your friends to any of our events. If you're watching this on replay, share this video. We're all about sharing and educating other people on what could be also really powerful for them as well. So again, it's a referral-based company. If I'll get into this in a little bit of how it works, but if you refer somebody to Young Living gives you a little bit of a bonus. That's their advertising budget they have set aside for that, okay? We recommend things all the time, like places to eat and movies and books and all that kind of stuff. Why not the oils that we love, right? So, I told another friend about Young Living and oils, and she told another friend about them, and that friend happens to be Alana. So now she's my really good friend and also wants to help other people learn about oils. So Alana, could you pop in and tell a little bit about your story?
Absolutely. So I've been using oils for 7 years, and we were just kind of looking for alternatives for our kids. We didn't have any crazy issues or anything like that. We just knew that we didn't love a lot of the medical world. We didn't like popping pills into our kids or pumping them full of antibiotics or those kinds of things. We were looking for ways to boost our immune system and take care of some of those things more naturally. Just making our bodies healthier so that our bodies can work the way that they're supposed to, and not even get to the point where we need any of those things. And so my sister-in-law introduced me to oils, and it was actually because Michelle had been at her house and used them on her dog, and that's why she started using them. But it was, we started using them then, and I have 4 little kids. I live in Fort Worth, Texas, and my oldest is 11, and my youngest is 16 months. And everybody uses them, all 6 of us, for different things. And I knew that I wanted to tell people about what I was doing, but I also needed and wanted some income, something outside of just being a mom and homeschooling, which I love, but I wanted something else as well. And Young Living came into my world, and it was perfect both for us and our health, and for me, and something to pursue for a business and those kinds of things. So.
That's awesome. Thank you. So just in case you are totally new to this, let me just tell you really briefly how that works. Everybody orders directly from Young Living. Just because I am in Young Living doesn't mean I have to keep an inventory. This that you see over here is my own personal stash, and I don't have to maintain any kind of an inventory. Everybody orders directly from Young Living. So you go to youngliving.com, and you click on the button that says Become a Member, and it'll ask you for a sponsor and enroller number. So what you do with that is you go to the person who told you about this video or told you about this webinar, and you ask them for their Young Living member number. Just contact them and ask them, and then you get a wholesale membership. This is the key, the starter kit to the wholesale membership. So once you buy this, which is a really great deal in and of itself as a package, once you do that, you don't ever have to do that again. It's not like Costco where you have to do that annually. You just buy this once, and then you get a lifetime of wholesale prices on the whole catalog. There's like 500 items in the catalog, all kinds of toxin-free living items. Okay, so, and then you'll get a member number. And so if somebody asks you about what, this Young Living thing is, I know, like, I sent my mom some oils, and she went online and got her membership, but she lives in Florida and I lived in Texas. And so she went online and got hers, and she was able to get her stuff. And so I gave her my member number, and, and so I'm her sponsor. So anyway, that's how that works. We are not medical professionals. I'm a mom, Alana's a mom. It truly is my passion to empower people, to help them understand how their bodies work naturally, how God made them. And when we give our bodies what they need, they function normally, okay? And not give it anything it doesn't need. So what our bodies don't need are all kinds of extra chemicals like fragrances and things like that. So every time you see in something like a dryer sheet that it's got a fragrance, I wouldn't want that fake chemical fragrance that really kind of messes up my system and gunks up how my system works. Instead, I can use lavender, okay? So with all these bottles, I can use them a whole bunch of different ways. And every time I'm using an oil, I'm not using a fake chemical that's going to mess up my body. So in any case, I'm not a doctor. We're not going to talk about diseases or conditions or anything like that. We're going to talk about strengthening body systems, okay? And in all circumstances, no matter what's going on, there's a body system that may not be able to deal with what life brings us. And so we're boosting that body system. That's what we seek to do, not cure diseases or anything like that. So, but I can tell you that your health will improve while you remove toxins. That was definitely our our experience. And we're just here to provide you with resources and all kinds of tools so that you can learn more about how this goes. So here's how tonight is going to go. Grab a notebook because we're going to try to talk really fast. So I want you to jot notes really fast. I mean, we could make long stories about everything, but I really want to keep this concise. So grab a notebook. For each item in the kit, there's 11 oils, a diffuser, and a couple of samples of things. So we're going to go through each of these things. We want to take like tops 2 minutes on each thing. So we're really going to go fast. For each item, Alana and I are each going to give just a couple of things that are our favorite ways of using it. And then if any of you on the live webinar have a unique use that we haven't already said, we would love for you to chime in and show us and tell us the ways that you use it. Okay, so you'd unmute yourself and chime in. Okay, so one more thing I have to explain. So some of the bottles, some of our Young Living oils come in kind of a white bottle or a solid color bottle. I don't have, well, it doesn't matter. So this is lavender, and this is the white label. It also comes in a straight up purple label, okay, like Alana is showing. So that's the other label. Let me tell you this. It's the same lavender in the bottle, but we call this Vitality. This is because of an FDA requirement that you cannot have more than one kind of use written on a label. So when they write on the label, they can't say for internal use and for topical use. That freaks out the FDA. And so what Young Living did was a number of years ago, they went through all the oils and for every oil that it had a very dominant use to be used internally, they created a whole separate label. So while a lot of the kits, half of the kit oils actually are a white Vitality label, we will also be referring to the other label, okay, the other type of use, but for lavender. Okay, so it's the same lavender, but you can use it multiple different ways, but there's different labels. So don't be confused by the label, it's the same lavender. I just wanted to clear that up in case you were wondering. Okay, so let's get started. You guys got your notebooks ready? So here's the starter kits, okay? Some of you may not have even received it yet. Some of you are like, I think I want that. It's the most beautiful box. Here's what comes. And I'm just gonna go ahead and give away the secret. These are the 10 oils that come in the regular kit. You lift it off, and then there is a secret compartment underneath. A lot of people miss that, okay? So I'm just gonna do that right away so we don't have to go to the box again. So the first oil in the kit that I wanna talk about, and it also has this nifty little thing on the back where you can stand it up. I'm not gonna do that tonight. But the first oil in the kit that we're gonna talk about is Thieves. Now it does come in a Vitality label, which means that we can talk about how it's used internally. Thieves is a blend of 5 oils: lemon, cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And it's really good to boost the immune system. We like to put a drop or two in Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red comes in a sample in the bottom of the box, and it is a super high antioxidant drink. So you can, when you get your kit, or you've gotten your kit, put this in the refrigerator. It is really good chilled. I like it without being chilled, but if you're not used to it, you might like it better when it's chilled. You pour it in a glass, and then you can put Thieves in it. Okay, you drop it on top, just a drop or two, and it's really great to boost the immune system. And again, in my story, this is a large part of what we used to do. I mean, we still do all the time, but this was great for boosting our immune systems, okay? And again, after a year, we realized how much we just were not getting sick at all and not having to get antibiotics. Another way that we like to use it in the non-vitality label is to put it in a diffuser. Alana's going to show us that later, but you put a drop or two in the diffuser, and it's one of those things where, like, when one person's not feeling good, you can help the rest of the family stay well by diffusing. Okay, that is one of my absolute favorite uses. Alana, can you tell us what some of yours are?
I can. Okay, so I can't believe I didn't grab it, but when Young Living released the holiday catalog, in it was a Thieves roller bottle. So it comes in a tall, skinny roller bottle, which means that on the top there's a ball, and it makes it really easy to roll on without it you having to drop it out or anything like that out of the bottle. And I love it for several reasons. One, it's already diluted. If you're brand new to oils, dilution just means that you're mixing it with a carrier oil, something that's fatty. That can be coconut oil or olive oil, jojoba, any of those kinds of things. And it's super important to dilute oils on kids, and especially oils like Thieves, because it's a hot oil. When you put it on your skin, it can feel really hot. So the Thieves roll-on is already diluted, which means that I can hand it to my kids and they can do it themselves. We love to put it on the bottoms of their feet and down the back of their spine. Oh, look, Michelle's got the roller for me. Yay. Okay, so yeah, there's a stainless steel ball on the end. It makes it super easy to just roll on. So we like to do that before bed in the morning. I know a lot of my friends who have kids in public school, they do it every morning before they send their kids to school just to make sure their immune system is boosted. So I love that they put it in a roll-on for us.
All right. Okay, so does anybody have, anybody want to chime in with a way that they use? Anybody, you can like wave, and we'll unmute you.
Jenny?
Okay, Jenny, go ahead.
Uh-oh, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I use it every morning in my Ninja Red, because right now a lot of sickness is going around at work and stuff. So I put a drop of the Thieves in the Ninja Red, and I also diffuse it in the house right now because my husband had a bad cold. So now it just kind of helps all of us just kind of boost our immune system.
Great. That's awesome. All right, thank you. Okay, so the next oil is Raven, okay? And Raven is, again, another blend. And the cool thing about blends is that you get a whole bunch of oils in it, okay? So it's Raven Sara, peppermint, eucalyptus radiata, lemon, and wintergreen. So it's very fresh smelling. It's I've heard a lot of people call it like a spa in a bottle when you diffuse it. And it really helps you breathe easier, especially like going to the gym recently. Like I pretty much took off all of December. And so going back to the gym this month was like pretty painful. And so that really helped me, and I put it on my chest. It always just helps you breathe easier. The other time I really used this was totally my go-to when I went to California while they were having those wildfires. We diffused it and we put it on, I put it on a mask, and that really helped my respiratory system. My mom is a former smoker, and she absolutely swears by it, diffuses it all the time, and doesn't have any kind of lung or recurrent kind of respiratory issues. So very successful with that. Alana, how about you?
I love it for my kiddos as well. I mix it with a little bit of coconut oil, and you can do it ahead of time. So you can make a batch and get, I don't know, a cup of coconut oil and put maybe 10, 15 drops in it. And then I love it as a chest rub when I know that they need extra respiratory support. You just rub it on their chest or on their back right before bed. You can do it on their feet and put some socks over them. And again, doing it ahead of time makes it easier, and it's always there for easy access.
Oh, I love that. Because like you're not having to run to the store in the middle of the night to go grab some jar of some toxic petroleum product.
I know exactly what's going on my kids. Like, it's stuff that I can pronounce. It's stuff that I'm familiar with. It's not, I don't have to wonder what I'm putting on them.
That's awesome.
And I know it's perfectly safe for them.
Very good. Does anybody in our audience have,
It's 7:30.
Okay, so Jana has a comment. If Alana, if you want to see if anybody wants to comment, but Jana says coconut oil with Raven needs to be kept in a cool place or it liquefies. Very good tip. That's a very good tip to keep it a solid. I like that.
That's true with anything that you do with coconut oil. It'll start to, I think it's 72 degrees, it starts to liquefy.
Very good. Anybody have any other comments? A different way that they use Raven? Another way you can use it is on your feet. Especially with the kids, you can put it on their feet. And then it's, you know, maybe not so much in their face kind of a thing. Maybe sometimes when they don't like a particular smell, you can always put it on their feet. Okay, so let's move on. So another favorite of mine out of the kit is Stress Away. So Stress Away is a combination of copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, acacia, and lavender oil. Okay, so the name says it all. And again, in the bottom of the box, you got this roller and this lid, okay? And this is meant to put on a bottle, and I love to put it on Stress Away. And this one is, I wanted to show you this one that I did. So you take this is another bottle. So you take this reducer off. You pop that off and you put, I'm taking mine off to show you, and then you put this roller ball on the bottle. And the reason why I like to do this with Stress Away is because it doesn't need to be diluted, and I pretty much wear it as a perfume, because when I want to be stressed away, I will put it in all the places like you would put perfume, okay? And so I put that on there, but you can't really press it into place. So you take the lid and you put it on, and then you push it, you tighten it down, and it should pop right into place. But you always want to check it, because you don't want to like have it not be in place and then you go put it on the back of your neck. So to me, it's like a purposeful perfume, right? So anywhere where you would smell it, and that lime and that vanilla is just so uplifting. And it really like, oh, it's so good for, I mean, you can really feel your body responding to it. So that is a total favorite of mine. Alana, how about you?
I love to put it in Epsom salts in a bath. It's dual purpose in the sense that the Epsom salts are really good for you and help your body to relax, but then the Stress Away does too. And when you, instead of just putting the oil straight in the bath, putting it in the Epsom salts helps them to disperse throughout the water better. And just the, and then the heat from the bath releases all that smell into the air, and it's amazing. Best bath ever.
Awesome. Okay, anybody want to comment on Stress Away? Who? Raise your hand if Stress Away is one of your favorites. Yeah, look at all you guys. Lorianne loves it. Oh yeah. Lorianne is showing off her bottle. That's awesome.
Michelle.
Yes.
I haven't done it yet, but I know somebody that likes to drink it.
Oh my goodness.
They put a couple of drops in, and then you can also mix it with grapefruit and tangerine, and they said that was awesome.
Wow, that sounds
I
yummy.
very relaxing.
Thank you, Jana. Okay. Very good. All right, let's move on to.
Hang on. I was just going to let you know, I diffuse it at work. I have a small diffuser on my desk, and I just sit it on my desk at work, and I just carry it in the roller ball, and it has the little like felt disc, and I just rub it on the disc. And when I'm going to be in a bad meeting or, you know, it's going to be stressful, I just and then I sniff it the whole time. It does help.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lorian. That's awesome. Very good.
I love that you use it before something that's going to be stressful. You're anticipating and taking care of it beforehand. I love that.
Yeah, that's very good. Patricia says, I use Stress Away on my dogs. I have a dog who has anxiety issues and I didn't want to keep her on, must be a medication. I mix a drop of Stress Away in her wet food, 1 drop for breakfast and 1 for supper, and she gets this daily, not just as needed. I love that. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this. She's much more calm even during storms. Oh, that's amazing. What a testimony. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Patricia. Okay. The next oil in the kit is Citrus Fresh. Okay, so as you can imagine, well, this is a vitality label, so it's frequently used internally. It is a blend of lemon, grapefruit, orange, tangerine, mandarin, so all these wonderful citrus, and then it's got some spearmint in there just to like right around the edge. I love it. So it's really cleansing for the circulatory system, excellent for the lymphatic system and the liver, and I'm not kidding you, it is almost always my oil of choice to put in my water because I can never choose between grapefruit or orange or lemon, so let's just use them all. So I always use, with citrus oils and oils in general, I would always stick to things like stainless steel because lemon and citrus oils in particular actually dissolve petrochemicals. So you don't want to put it in a plastic cup. I did make that mistake and it totally ruined my cup, and I probably drank half of my plastic cup that summer until somebody finally told me. So I just drop it in my stainless steel cup, and it's a stainless steel inside is really the key. It's not just for keeping it cold or warm, and that is always in there. And if you ever want to test this theory, drop one of your drops of oil on styrofoam or an egg carton. It'll disintegrate it.
My husband did that at work in his cup of coffee, and it melted all over the plans that he was designing.
Oh, no.
Not fun.
Don't do that. So it's also great to diffuse like on a rainy day or this time of year when it's cold and like there's no sign of summer whatsoever, except for those of you living in Florida. But like we can get really like down and everything because of just no sunshine. It's like sunshine in a bottle. So diffuse it and it is totally uplifting. Alana, how do you like to use Citrus Fresh?
So I love how fresh it smells. And so I like to add it to my laundry. I just put it right alongside my Thieves laundry soap. Or you can put it on some dryer balls and put them in the dryer. One thing I've learned from research and such is that one of the most toxic things in your house are dryer sheets. So if you're just starting on this journey and trying to replace things, replace that first. One of the very first things that should go. Those dryer sheets are terrible and they can make just the air that you're breathing inside your home very, very toxic. So we replace those with wool dryer balls, and putting the Citrus Fresh on there just helps keep your clothes smelling super, super fresh. Do be careful if you were to apply it topically, because Any of the citrus oils can be photosensitive, so if you're going to be out in the sun, make sure you put it where the sun don't shine.
That's awesome.
Patricia says that Citrus Fresh and Purification is always in her diffuser. It's her go-to combo. Love that.
Awesome.
And Kimberly says it's her 15-year-old's favorite oil. She diffuses it while doing homework and studying. Yes.
Ooh, that's a great suggestion while doing homework.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's been lots of research that has shown that diffusing lemon, which is in Citrus Fresh, helps to increase productivity in the workplace by 50%. It's insane. So I'm sure it helps with homework. I'm going to have to try that.
Okay, so thanks for those tips. Let's move on to digize. Okay. This is digize. You see that oddly, that's not a regular word, but it's, as you might imagine, digize indicates the digestive system. And it is a vitality oil, so it is very good to be used internally. So the ways so listen to all these oils in it: tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, lemongrass, anise, patchouli, and fennel. So upon the suggestion of nurse practitioner Ed Daly with an EY, find him on Facebook. He has some of the most amazing suggestions for oils. He suggested at a Young Living event that he said he drops like 5 or 6 drops. Now he's extreme and he's really used to it, but he drops 5 or 6 drops under his tongue after every single meal. So imagine that, like he's boosting how his digestive system is absorbing all of those foods. I think that, and I think that's fantastic, and how his digestive system is working now. I don't know how it works. It just kind of tells your body to go be a good digestive system. I mean, my kids ask for it, even though it wasn't made to smell good. This is not going to be an oil you are going to want to diffuse. And it's not an oil that you're going to wear as a perfume. You're going to either put it on your belly or drop it under your tongue. Don't put it in your water. Unless you're totally used to it, although I'm used to it and I'm still not going to drink it in my water. I will drop it under my tongue, but I've really only been able to do that in the past couple of years. So I wasn't used to it. And honestly, when I do it now, I'm like zeroing in on the spearmint in it. And I'm just like, ooh, smell that spearmint. Because it doesn't taste awesome, okay? But I just know it's doing a lot of great things in my body. So you can put it in a capsule. And when you put something in, so I'll show you, I'll demonstrate this later, but this is a veggie capsule that actually has a longer dissolving time. I'll have to find out where I got this. I think I got it on Amazon, but it's a longer dissolving time, so it gets all the way through the stomach, okay? And so goes directly in. So we also use this on our cats. We have outdoor cats, and they've been known to find mice and large rodents. And so when I see that, I'm like, make sure you put some digize on the cats. And so we just basically chase the cat around and drop it on its back. How are you going to put an oil on a cat? Really? So that's basically what we do. We don't dilute it or anything. We just oil at it. Very accurate. But anyway, Alana, how do you guys use digize?
Yeah, I just recently have started putting it under my tongue as well, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in my family who will ever do that. And so we put it straight on our bellies. I do that still, and my husband does it. My kiddos, I make sure and do that. I do dilute. Digize can be hot. They often complain about it bothering them if I forget to dilute it. So I do make sure to mix it with some coconut oil before I put it on their bellies. And if you have little ones, Tummy Jize is one that's formulated specifically for kiddos, which is similar to digize but gentler and pre-diluted for them also. But we use both. I always have digest with me. I don't always have tummy jazz. So we use the digest if we need to. And it works so quickly, even straight on their stomachs without having to go through the digestive system.
That's awesome. So Jana commented, when you put it under your tongue, how long does it need to absorb? It needs barely any time. It's not like a tincture where you have to leave it there for a long time. I usually drop it under my tongue and I take some water right away. Corey commented, she put it in her water when she first got her kit. I know she told me this story. But now she's learned, and she puts it in her belly button. Actually, she's right. Inside the belly button is a really great way to get to the digestive system as well. Okay, quickly, Panaway. So Panaway is one of those that I'd say this one is one of the few ones that really is for external use. There's really not a great reason to use this internally. So it's a great topical oil. Panaway is great for sore muscles. It's a blend of wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint. So it's great for sore muscles and obviously best used topically. I do dilute it. It says right on the label, when you can, like somewhere there, look at your labels close up, and it does say that it's a recommended dilution ratio of 4:1, which means it's really strong. I don't have a problem with it on my skin. It doesn't like burn my skin or anything, but it's super powerful. So why not like allow it to go further? And so instead of dropping it all over my knee, I can just take 2 drops with a little bit of coconut oil and spread it around to a larger area. Oh, and I also take it with me if I go get a massage. Deep tissue massage right here. This is the key. Alana, how do you like to use Panaway?
Yeah, topically, obviously. And my 11-year-old plays soccer, and actually my husband likes to play as well. And she will have a super intense practice or a game where she has to play the whole game. And so when she comes home, she is ready for some Panaway. And so I just rub it on her calves, and I use coconut oil, or Orthosport is a great one of Young Living's products to combine with it. Or we have our own carrier oil called V6, and I've gotten to where I use that on her too. I wanted to say real quickly, your bottles, if you're just getting familiar, some of them have directions on the outside, but some of them you peel back the label and the directions are in there. I didn't know for a long time that my bottles had directions at all, and I definitely didn't know that I had to peel back the label. So if you're just getting started, that's a helpful tip.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so if you have any suggestions or ways that you use Panaway, please put them in the comments and we'll read them. I'm going to move on to copaiba. That is how you pronounce it, copaiba. It comes from a tree. It's a resin from a tree. And it comes in a vitality. It's great for the digestive system. But a really cool way to understand copaiba is that it really helps like synergistically multiply the effect of any other oil. So you put it with peppermint to expand the use of peppermint. Put it with Panaway to just explode the use of that and the effectiveness of that. So I actually put it in my coffee because, I mean, I'm not going to taste it over my coffee. It's pretty mild flavor. I also have put it under my tongue. It's really high in beta-caryophyllene. So if you want to Google that, you can understand more about that. But as a vitality oil, it helps you to understand that it's really good to take internally. So you can put it in a capsule. You can put it in your Ningxia Red. It's a great thing to put in Ningxia Red. But it really helps the body's the body's natural response to injury. Yes, so very good. How about you, Alana?
Copaiba is my very, very favorite to use on my baby when he's teething. It goes straight on his gum line. or on his jawline. I have some friends who, you know, aren't real sure about putting something in their baby's mouth. I have no problems with it. I've done it with 3 out of my 4 because I wasn't using oils yet with my oldest. But I've used it on all 3 of them without ever any issues, and I don't even dilute it because it's super gentle. But you can immediately see the relief in there. I mean, I will have had a baby screaming at me and put that on, and it's done. They can go to sleep. So
awesome. I really wish I'd have known about oils when my kids were little.
Right.
So a couple of comments about Panaway that we got. Lorianne says my
daughter, I think.
Oh, okay. Plays college softball. So mix it with coconut oil and freeze. Perfect for after a workout to put on sore muscles. That's a great idea to freeze it. Oh, I love that. And Patricia Gafford says, oh, daughter, okay. She uses it preemptively, not just afterwards, but when I'm sore. But if I'm going to do an activity that I will likely make me sore or make my joints ache, I put on the Panaway before I do the activity. That is awesome. I love that. Okay, if you have any comments about Copaiba, please enter them. Okay, and let's move on to frankincense. Absolute favorite. It also does come in a vitality oil, and many people do put it in capsules daily for really great cellular function, okay? It's also really good to drop in Ningxia Red. I absolutely love that. But it's great for skin and actual like DNA repair, okay? So I'll put it around my eyes on all those like what will be wrinkle lines or maybe won't ever be, right? And I'll add it to my skincare, like the Boswellia wrinkle cream is my favorite of all of the Young Living face creams. It smells amazing, but I'll add another, it's got frankincense in it, but I'll add some more frankincense in it because I just love that. It can also be another great use, and again, my mom swears by this, is to diffuse it for like a reliable mood enhancer. So like diffusing first thing in the morning before you go to bed, we love that. Or even just smelling it right out of the bottle is try this for 30 days. Put the bottle of frankincense by the side of your bed and pick it up every single morning. Think about some things that you're grateful for and smell your frankincense. Amazing. Alana, how do you like to use frankincense?
I use it every night before I go to bed. And I just take a drop and drop it into my hand. This bottle's almost empty, but I take a drop, rub my hands together, and breathe in. And I'll breathe in for 8 seconds, hold it, and breathe out for 8 seconds. And I do that about 5 times, and then I'm ready to sleep. And on days where I know things are going to be a little bit crazy, or maybe I feel a little bit crazy, I will carry it with me in my pocket and just breathe it straight from the bottle. No matter people have seen me at the park and driving and all the places sniffing the frankincense. It keeps me really grounded and calm.
That's awesome.
So it's all about the mood for me at this point.
I love it. Joy says, add a little Copaiba diffused with cedarwood is calming at night. I love that. Absolutely love cedarwood diffused. Okay. Lemon oil sounds really simple, like we squeeze lemon in our water. This is one of the most powerful oils. Like this is one of my desert island oils for sure. It does come in a vitality label, which signifies it's great for internal use, lymphatic system. Again, I put it in my water a lot. Again, only a stainless steel cup, but it's a great immune booster, great for my, great for the liver. It really helps the lymphatic system. So when you're trying to get better from something, part of feeling really good is actually helping the body get rid of whatever it has. So it's not so much about killing germs as it is helping the body get rid of everything. And that's the lymphatic system. So lemon really helps with that as well. Alana, how do you love to use lemon? I could go on for like an hour about lemon by itself.
Right? We need a whole class just on lemon. Lemon cleans all the things. You can put it with your Thieves household cleaner. You can put it with baking soda, all those kinds of things. It usually ends up on my children. Those temporary tattoos that they love come right off with lemon. My husband has gotten super glue on his fingers, and one drop of lemon and it beads up and just comes right off. We recently discovered that it will take gum out of hair.
Oh.
And so my 6-year-old, who has hair down to her waist, I did not have to cut her hair. I just put some lemon and pulled on it and it came out. It was fabulous. So very often there'll be something, even a price sticker on whatever it is that you purchased. When it won't come off, it'll get the rest of the residue off. So it's fabulous. I love that. We have that, and again, it replaces those nasty, toxic, other kinds of cleaners and keeps me from rubbing alcohol on my children and that kind of stuff to try to get things off.
Mm-hmm.
So
awesome.
I love it.
Kimberly says it's great. Lemon's great for removing sticky residue. And Joy says it's great for dryer balls. I agree. That would be a great thing to have your clothes smell like. All right, so lavender, they call this the Swiss Army knife of oil. So if you have any question as to what you should use lavender. This also comes in a vitality label, okay? So the change of season is just not fun. Okay, whether it be spring or fall, it's just not fun. So I'm going to show you what we do. So I've got lavender, and I've got peppermint, and I've got lemon. All right, all vitality oils. And then I have this empty capsule. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I load this baby up. Now, the only thing I don't have in here is the coconut oil. I like to do coconut oil. And depending on what I'm using, I'll also sometimes fill it up, but for time's sake, I'll just put a couple drops in each. So I just kind of rest it on the edge there and not try to actually, like get it in there. Okay, that just went on the paper. Lemon, lavender, and peppermint, so good. Strengthening the body's resistance to different things. Okay, so I hope you could see that. Let me put that against the window there. So these are all great digestive oils. And so I'll just put the lid right back on there. Close it up. It really didn't fill much of it. I usually fill the rest of it with coconut oil. I'll take the lid and scrape it into the cold coconut oil. Awesome. So, yeah, lavender is like amazing during the change of seasons. Okay, and again, I could go on and on about lavender, but Alana, how do you like to use lavender?
I love it for all things skin related. So my mom keeps a bottle in her kitchen because she sometimes is clumsy in there. So she keeps a bottle in there. My kids grab it anytime they have some kind of an owie, say fall on the concrete or whatever, they know that that's what it's for. And I don't have to keep Neosporin around anymore. And yeah, so anything related to skin, I usually gravitate towards lavender.
Yep, that's what Lorianne says. Acne and any kind of skin, it's really good for just balancing out the skin. Jana likes to do a shot of lemon water first thing in the morning. That is a really great habit. And it's also a great, speaking of habits, it's also a great idea to put your oils like where you'll use them. So if you're going to do lemon in the morning, you like leave it in the kitchen by your shot glass, by your refrigerator. That's the kind of thing I at least need in order to stay up with my habits. You know, I'll forget if I put everything away. So I leave my oils where I use them, in the bathroom or in the kitchen, that kind of thing. Yes, Kimberly has said a whole bunch of kinds of skin kind of things. Awesome. All right. Peppermint. Oh my gosh. So I mentioned peppermint for those seasonal things, but it's also a vitality oil. So, but I love taking this to the gym. And like I'll put it on my knees, and then I'll put it on my chest so I can breathe. And then I'll put it on the back of my neck so it cools me down. But I'll tell you one thing I don't do. When I drop it, I actually just like drop it and I let it do its thing. Like around my knee, I'll just drop it around my knees. But I won't use at the gym, I won't use my hand to wipe it around, okay? Not really necessary. It's all gonna soak in. What I don't want to have it is on my hand, and then I'll like wipe my hand on my eye or something while I'm working out. Or I'll go like this, and then I'll start sweating, and then it'll sweat into my eyes. So if you don't yet know this, let me help you out a little bit. So if you haven't gotten peppermint in your eye, you will. And then you'll be really mad at me, and you'll be mad at the person who told you about oils. But let me tell you right now, it's not doing any permanent damage, I promise you. All you have to do is take a little bit of any kind of a carrier oil. And what we mean by that is any kind of a fatty oil, like a coconut oil or an olive oil, or for goodness gracious, if you have butter nearby. All you need is a little bit. So let's say I did that. Let's say I rubbed my eye and I had a little peppermint, you know, because I put it somewhere, and then I had peppermint and I had it near my eye. And all I would have to do is actually, like on a clean finger, take a little bit of the olive oil or whatever, and then just put it directly over there, okay? There was one time that when I was wearing contacts, I had put some oil, I had dabbed some oils on something, and then took out my contacts. So I literally put oil in my eye. And I'm so glad I actually did have a carrier oil right there in my bathroom, and was able to, I didn't have to stick the carrier oil inside my eyeball. All I had to do is run it right along the edge, and I'm telling you, within 5 seconds, it was dissipated, okay? So don't worry, it's not actually burning anything. It just needs a little bit of carrier oil. Yes, it's great for, Elvisa says, put on your head. Put it in your water bottle when you're going to work out. Janet, I'm with you. Peppermint in hot chocolate. In chocolate coffee creamer. Oh, that sounds yummy. Yes. Okay, those are some great ideas. Alana, anything else?
It was my best friend when I was pregnant. I could smell it, and then my tummy would be happy. I use it all the time for that. I take it on airplanes and in the car and those kinds of things. Do be careful if you or somebody that you know that's using peppermint is breastfeeding. I'm just trying to speak to the things that I know, because it can reduce your supply. But I personally have never had issues with it. Just if you know somebody who is nursing, make sure they go at it slowly, a drop at a time. But I have used it all throughout pregnancy and breastfeeding and not have any issues.
That is awesome. Okay. So Alana, so we already talked about the Ningxia Red. So it comes in this little packet, refrigerate it, but it also comes in big bottles, and you do basically, like, I know we do at least like a 1 ounce shot a day, and we can put a bunch of the oils in it. It's a great way to do that. Alana, do you want to show them the diffuser that comes in the kit?
Yeah, absolutely. I have this is the Desert Mist, and it's super easy to use. You just take this top outer part off, and then there's this other top piece. And on the inside, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a fill line right here. You just take and fill it with water up to that line, and whatever your choice of oil might be. I've got Thieves right here, and you just take however many drops you want. You know, I usually do 2 or 3. I do more in a room that's bigger. And then you put all the tops back on and turn it on. And it's super simple. And I love this one because it changes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's it. Really easy.
Very good. The other thing that comes in the bottom of the kit box is this little sample size. This is the household cleaner, and I kid you not, I use this on everywhere in my house. Alana, do you have a bottle near you?
Yeah.
So this is 1 ounce size, and you put this in an empty spray bottle, and all you need is, it's super concentrated. So all you need is a little bit, and then you fill that up with water like Alana is showing, okay? Alana,
I have one in the kitchen and one in each of my bathrooms, and I just keep it like this. And my kids clean the house. I don't.
And it's safe for your kids to clean the house. You know, you don't have to worry about all the chemicals or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe like my little one likes to copy everything his brothers and sisters do. So he wanted to clean today, so I just let him have a bottle, and I don't have to worry about anything getting into his system or him eating it or anything like that.
That's awesome. And I can tell you, I use it on every surface. I can use it on windows. I can use it on granite countertops, wood floors, toilets, bathroom, showers. Like, you don't have to spend a ton of money going up and down those aisles. Like, I will use this and baking soda to scrub any surface. It gets rid of anything anywhere in my house. Okay, so let's wrap it up. This is a little bit longer than I thought.
It's also very good and safe for animals.
Oh yes, very safe for animals, that's right. Instead of having the chemical floor cleaners and having animals walk on that and then they're actually ingesting that, that's a great comment, Jenny. Okay, so thank you all for joining us. I hope this has been helpful. Again, you can always contact me or Alana or the person that sent you this video and ask them how to get started, and they will definitely give you a hand in that. So again, thanks for being with us, and have a great evening.